Welcome to another episode of What's Cooking. Join me as I travel the country, learning the tips, tricks, and stories behind the recipes and home cooks that make up the world's #1 food site, allrecipes.com. This week we're in Delaware, Ohio, a small town famous for the Little Brown Jug, an internationally known harness race. For All Recipes cook Jessica, having a famous horse race close to home is nothing new.
I'm originally from Louisville, Kentucky, where we have the Derby, and coming out here we still have the horse races. We have the Little Brown Jug.
Well, as they say, you can take the girl out of Kentucky, but you can't take Kentucky out of the girl. And today, Jessica is going to be making us her Kentucky Bourbon Balls.
My sister-in-law's recipe, she's been making them for years. They call her the Bourbon Ball Queen.
At least
she's not the Bourbon Queen. You know?
This is What's Cooking.
All right, we're going to make our bourbon balls now.
Okay.
It takes a little bit of pre-prep. We use 5 tablespoons of bourbon whiskey, Kentucky bourbon whiskey, because you can't make Kentucky bourbon balls with Tennessee whiskey. But I've already added it.
You've already added it.
Because it's you have to do this the night before.
So I should just drink 5 tablespoons right now.
If that floats your boat, you know.
Probably not. This is a family show.
Okay.
In your mixing bowl, combine the bourbon-soaked walnuts and confectioner sugar.
Reviewers to the recipe often said that they had to add a little extra confectioner sugar to get it to a thicker consistency. You really don't want to add more. It messes with the creamy texture of it when it's done.
Add some butter and get it mixing. Once it starts to get incorporated, add in the vanilla extract.
I mean, even if you're not a drinker at all, bourbon just has some great flavors you can use in cooking. Okay, now are you ready to get messy?
I am.
So we're going to take about a baking teaspoon, an actual teaspoon amount, and we're going to roll it into a little ball. That's good.
Do you have any other nicknames other than the Cookie Lady that you can share with All Recipes?
Well, my family has kind of nicknamed me Martha MacGyver.
Martha MacGyver?
Yeah, I'm kind of a cross between Martha Stewart and MacGyver.
So you've done prison time?
Not Martha Stewart in that way.
Just roll them into little balls until you're all done, then refrigerate overnight. The next day, just melt some chocolate with a little bit of shortening.
And what we're going to do is we're going to dip them into our chocolate. Now this is a little bit tricky and you have to work quickly because what we literally have here is a ball of butter and sugar and we're going to be putting it in hot chocolate. So, I mean, you can kind of do the science there and figure it out. Gonna kind of roll it really quickly and drop it on the parchment.
Finally, place a walnut on top of each one.
Now you have to try this. There you go. Now I gotta tell you, and any viewers wanting to make this, that it's important not only for the sake of melting it, but if this starts to melt in the chocolate, it'll mess up your chocolate and your chocolate will seize.
Once they've cooled in the fridge, your Kentucky Bourbon Balls are ready to enjoy. All right, we're back. We're going to have some of this delicious goodness. We're with dear husband Joel over here. And let's see what we made.
Can't believe you've never had one.
That definitely can taste the bourbon just a little bit. It's like and then right on the edge of the tongue right at the end. So there you have it. Another kitchen, another cook. Join us again next week for another episode of What's Cooking.